That's better.
All right, what's up, everybody? You're gonna have to bear with me on the sound. All my settings were gone on Streamlabs, so um, you'll have to let me know if they're good or not. First off, what's up, everybody? What's up, Props Off, FPV Smurf, Fly Zone, Stevo, Technique, Smags. Anybody else in here? Props Off. I think I said you already. Um, all right, go ahead and say something, Apache. I want to see if they can hear you.
Flexo 3D. What's up, everybody?
Let me
Good
know.
evening.
Let me know how Apache sounds. What's up, Flexo?
Yeah, Flexo just came in. Hypnos. Props off. What's going on, everyone?
All right, I sound good. Let's see if Apache sounds good.
Can
I
you hear
see,
me okay?
I see a weird thing in my screen, but I want to leave it. I'm not going to mess with it. Oh, I know what it is. It's your screen. Your screen's coming into my screen, is what it is.
Oh, I see it.
Apache's good. Um,
Awesome.
I might make yours just a little bit smaller because it's driving me nuts looking at it. Um, Let me see here. I'll probably mess it up now. All right, I can do this.
What's up, Fly Zone?
I think I got it now. You're still there a little bit. Oh well, we're gonna leave it. If that bothers you guys, sorry. I'm not worried about it. It's good enough.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, that's better.
is everybody Apache's good? A okay? I've spent a year doing these settings, and now I feel like starting all over. But I remembered most of my stuff. I think.
I'm gonna see if I can turn my phone a little bit. Let's see.
Um, I'll fix it a little bit more. Yeah, you're good on my end. Um,
All right, cool.
all right, man. Well, I usually always make a freaking list of stuff to ask you guys when I have people on. I just forgot because I haven't streamed in so long. But I guess we'll start from the beginning, man. How'd you get into FPV?
So I started flying during COVID. Um, I was out of work for like 7 weeks, and yeah, we were fishing. My fiance and I were fishing for a bit, and we were just like doing like things we wouldn't normally do, with like the normal work grind. And then my buddy showed me FPV. Well, he showed me drones, and I went ahead and got a Mavic first, and he was like, "No, this is what I was really talking about." And then he started showing me FPV, and I was like, "All right, this is sick." So started getting into that. Um, and yeah, my first FPV drone was the DJI Potato, as everyone calls it, the DJI FPV, and I had that for uh, I think I can name. I probably had it for like 6 or 7 flights, and I broke it, and then I got the Emax Baby Hawk 2 HD, and I started getting a real setup. So um, yeah, that was my intro to FPV, and haven't looked back since. Loved it. Still love it. It's fucking absolutely amazing.
Oh man, it seems like a lot of people got into FPV during COVID times.
Yeah, I'm glad I found it because I used to be a skateboarder. I was a sponsored skateboarder. I was a street skater. So this definitely resonates a lot with me as far as like the comparisons to skateboarding. Learning tricks, going out, filming, putting out videos. it really like parallels like almost identically. So it's awesome um that this is so similar, and it's been so much fun. You know, spot hunting, just looking for new spots and different obstacles and learning. You know, taking new tricks that you learn to like the wildest gaps. That's a rush for me. I love doing that.
How often do you get to fly, man? I know you work a lot.
I do. So I own a pool company and I work at Costco. I was working for another pool company and I've been doing pools and construction my entire adult career. And then I left that company and started my own. And during like the transition, I took a job at Costco and basically covers my health insurance and keeps me busy during the winter time. But between both of those, I was flying a lot in the evening, so that transitions into the conversation of what kind of build I have and cameras I use and stuff like that. But try and fly at least a couple times a week. I'd fly every day if I could, but I would say 2 or 3 times a week would be a good week as far as getting out and going flying.
Yeah, definitely, man. I'm happy. Some weeks I can fly 2 or 3 times easy. Then other weeks, man, I can't. Like, I'll go 10 days or something and not fly. But I like to get out. If I could fly twice a week, man, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, for sure.
Uh, th-
Um,
Thanks, Steve-O. Yeah, sorry, man. Go ahead. What were we gonna say?
Oh, I was just thinking about the when I don't fly, I don't know about everyone else, but I commit lipo abuse pretty bad. I'll leave my packs charged and like because in my mind, I know I want to go fly the next day. So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna leave my packs charged. And then it's just like 3 or 4 days go by and then a week goes by and I'm like, damn, like especially in the summertime when I'm like super slammed, it's just I definitely burn some packs up doing that, just leaving them charged for too long. So
Yeah,
um
I try to leave
it
mine
is what it
only.
is.
I try to leave mine for only a couple days, but I know how it is. It sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. Discharging them or whatever you want to call it, putting them in storage, putting them on storage through the charger sucks.
I did that for the first time like 2 weeks ago because I just opened up new batteries and I was like I promised myself I'm gonna take care of these. I'm gonna take care of them, and I've been trying to uphold that. So um, I was rocking the pizza batteries, the pizza packs for forever now, and I just started branching out and getting a bit more expensive packs. Just trying a bunch of different brands. I got some Ovonics, I think they're the Rebels, the high volt. I got the GNBs, trying the dog comms, like the 1400, like 150 cc and 130. So I'm really trying to take care of those because they're like almost double the price, and that hurts to spoil a pack because you haven't discharged it.
Yeah, that's the thing I hate probably buying the most is batteries, man. But like when you get a fresh pack, it feels so much better though.
Yeah, it's like night and day.
I've been flying like I buying a few here and there recently, like the last couple weeks, but I was flying some trash packs, man. Get 2.5 minutes, and that'd be it. And then like you'd come back and one cell would be freaking not even close to the others. Like man, I should probably just throw this thing out.
Yep, zeroed out.
Did you?
I have a whole bag full of garbage right now, like 15 to 20 packs, and they're just like on the back burner right now. I got to go through them. I usually save a couple for like in the field like solder lipos. If they're like down a cell or something, I'll just burn them down like that. And just like put some marker on them and just so I know that they're bad, and then this way they cycle out after that.
What's up, Ola? Yeah, I do the same thing, man. I'll keep a bad pack. Um, I don't know. I try to get rid of them though. Like I'll keep a. I run 6S and I'll like, but I have a few bad 4S ones. But I'll keep them around for mainly just for Like if I have a new build or something, or I'm testing something, that way I'm not putting 6S power straight into it if it
Yep.
smokes. But I have an old grill that I don't use anymore, and I throw all my old lipos in there. Man, I was looking in there like last week when I was throwing my old packs in there. I was like, man, I got so much money sitting right here, and
That's pretty funny. You put them in a grill. It's funny you say that because like my lipo charger, I've been doing this basically since the beginning. I bought a like a cookie tray, like for baking, and I put my charger in there because I got the like the big four-way charger. It's like this wide, and you got two on each side, so it fits in there pretty nicely. And like the batteries stay contained in there. And like my philosophy behind that is just in case like I am charging inside. And I've changed my ways with that. Like I'll charge only newer packs inside, but like anything that's like kind of damaged that I used to charge in the house, I adopted that idea just in case I ever had to like grab it and throw it outside. I would just grab pretty much everything, and it's going out on the lawn like as soon as possible. So, um, yeah, don't charge bad lipos in the house. I haven't had anything bad happen yet, knock on wood, but not a good idea.
I know, man. Like you see more and more of people like catching stuff on fire. I had one. Um, I don't know. Into the winter, it was this year, and I really wasn't paying attention to it. Man, I was charging it, and I was close to it, but like I went over and felt it, and it like wasn't even close. Like the cells were so far off, and it was like I mean hot, like it almost burnt to touch it. Like it was so
Oh,
hot.
jeez.
Like it was probably close to going off. Like I just happened to see it.
Yeah, yeah, that's sketchy. It was in your house. It was inside.
Yeah, it was sitting on my by my kid on my kitchen cabinet. Not a good spot, really. I mean, like I don't know. I could have probably thrown it in the sink's probably what I would have had to have done if it would have went up. But
Yep. Yeah, it's once they take a beating, nowadays at least I've seen too much on the internet. And you know, I also got over the winter I got a Suron electric dirt bike, and I haven't done any mods to it or anything, or like clipped the wire. But I've seen a handful of those go up like in people's garages and shit. And like those batteries are massive. They're like the size of a mailbox, and that really kind of scared me straight. Even with like my 6S lipos, I just I'm a lot more careful with it because I'd be damned to see anything happen and like put anyone in danger, and then also just ruin everything in the house. That would be terrible.
some guy that's local to me, like he has a hobby. I met him through FPV, but he kind of got out of it. I don't know. He might still fly on and off, but he has like electric electric scooters, go karts. Like he like does all kinds of mods to them and like puts brushless motors on them. He'll take like a kid's like electric scooter and it'll go like 45 mile an hour, and like electric dirt bikes. Like I saw one of the dirt bikes he built. It was like a grown man was on it, like probably 250 pounds, and he was like I don't know how fast he was going. He was doing every bit of 60 on it. Like no noise, you know what I mean? Not making any noise and just hauling ass. I
Just
don't.
cruising, right?
How fast does
That's
yours
wild.
go?
It goes. I got it up to 50 stock. It definitely like I got it. When did I get the bike? It wasn't like super cold yet because I remember it was going. I was topping it out at like 49 or 50. And then when it started getting really cold, like it was like topping out like 46. So definitely fast enough for me for right now. Um,
That's fast, man. I mean, really. Like
yeah, out of the box, like I was really impressed.
he got me like I started asking questions like, well, how much would this cost? And he was like throwing out hundreds of dollars. I'm like, yeah, I don't need another expensive hobby. I don't think. I was like, it sounds really cool, but I don't know.
Yeah, the bike was expensive. I think I spent like 4,400 on it.
Uh,
Um, and I know if I start modding it, I'm just gonna get hurt. You know, like I got out of skateboarding and into FPV because we call FPV skateboarding for people with bad knees. So I don't need any more injuries.
Yeah, you wreck one of those, man, you'll feel that for a while.
Oh, yeah. Actually, before I got the bike, I got an electric skateboard because I bring so much shit with me. I'm like the most over prepared like pilot, at least in the neighborhood. I bring a generator with me. I bring like 1 to 2 wagons. If anyone's ever seen any of the footage from like the first Beast of the East, I'm like hauling up a hill with two, like a wagon in each hand with the controller for the skateboard, like towing it up the hill. And so that's why I got the skateboard because the spot that we were flying at in the first Beast of the East event, it's like a quarter mile down like a bike trail. So when I first got that, you have to like unlock safety gears. So like it's this way, like I guess it's their safety protocol, so you don't just like fly out into the street when you first open up the box. So like first and second gear are open, and then after like a couple of miles, it'll unlock third and fourth gear, and that skateboard goes like 33 miles an hour. So
That's really fast.
yeah, so I didn't realize that the tires weren't inflated. They were like partially deflated because I've never had a skateboard where I had to inflate the tires, and I was like, oh, sick! Fourth gear's unlocked. Let me see what this thing can do. I got speed wobble, and yeah, I was feeling that for like 2 weeks. I slid down the street like 20 feet, and I got all sorts of road rash. So that was yeah, that was my intro to that electric skateboard. That thing is sick though.
I'd be scared to get on one. Probably I don't know. I might do it, but I'd be nervous. What's up, King Keek and Fly Tribe? What's up, guys?
Oh shit, Fly Tribe, what's going on?
I think I saw somebody else. FPV Smurf. I don't know if I said what's up to you. I might have. I think that's it.
Yeah.
So when's the Beast of the East?
I was just gonna touch on that. I saw Technique said he's going to Beast of the East with Fly High. Awesome, awesome. Can't wait to see you guys. So this year, June 8th and June 9th, is the next Beast of the East, and it is going to be at Pilgrim State Psych Center, which is a local favorite spot, and I guess also people from out of town who know the spot have gone there too. Doom Rider's been there. Mike Duran went there. Merlin's went there. So yeah, this spot's got I think a little bit more notoriety than the hangar. The hangar kind of came about just last year, and then unfortunately got torn down. But about the event. Super psyched. I think we have like 10 or 11 sponsors right now. Um, and we're going to have a shit ton of prizes. I think we're going to try and have like a bando style race. So Mike Duran from GemFan was pitching this idea to me, and uh, so we're gonna try and have a freestyle race, which should be really cool. Incorporating the bando as the course, going in and out of obstacles because this specific spot seems pretty good for it. So yeah, we're gonna have food, barbecue. I make merchandise, stickers. What else do we do? We'll have a raffle. So yeah, it's been a big hit, and we're excited to have this one coming up.
Is it in New York?
Yes, Long Island, Suffolk County, New York.
So like
So it's
I just
almost the middle of the island.
I just looked at my schedule. Like, is it worth coming for one day, or do you got to? Is it better to be for two?
Um, so far, the second day has really just been like it's really been one day, like the first day, and then the second day is kind of like the homies or whoever's sticking around, like we'll chill there. It's kind of like I kind of leave it up to whoever is around for the next day and whatever they want to do. But the main event is really the first day. So like I try and I try and label it as two just in case it does carry over. Like we definitely have enough product for coming in for more than one day, and I took off for like 5 days. So if the masses are there, then we'll continue it. So that's why we kind of put it for 2 days. Um, but the following, as far as like the first one, the following day, like Specimen from Fly Tribe, Mike, a bunch of us locals were just kind of still there, flying it a little more intimately and really exploring the site that we were at. So um, I feel like it's as it evolves, it may become more officially 2 days than just like a overflow into the second day. But I think we're going to continue to keep announcing it for 2 days and see what happens.
Yeah, I just looked. It's roughly, well, it said 10 hours roughly for me. And I probably would, if I did come, I wouldn't be able to come till like Saturday night. So I don't know. I wouldn't be able to fly till Sunday. But
Well, shit, I'm off until Tuesday or Wednesday.
I
I
definitely
go
want to
back
hit.
on Wednesday.
I definitely want to hit up more stuff this year, man. I haven't really been to an event. I've been to like whoop races, but like as far as freestyle event, I haven't really been to one. And
Yeah, Fly High was just that Floss event. That looked super sick. That spot
yeah,
looked really cool. Did you go to that?
no, I wish it
Yeah,
did.
that
That's
spot looked
about,
really nice.
yeah. I've seen a few videos from there. Uh, I think Technique wasn't here. I've watched his videos. It was really cool.
Yeah, that spot looked crazy. Um, and I feel like this year specifically, we're starting to see a lot of these places, like the demolition of them come into motion, and they're starting to tear down a lot of these places. I don't know what changed from, or maybe it's just like post COVID is finally like everything's back into the swing of things, and like I don't know. I'm just speculating, but for some reason this year we started seeing a lot more things get torn down. But on the other side of that coin, also a lot of new construction. So we've been staying busy with like brandos and stuff like that. Um, but it's sad to see. Those spots are like we make them our home, and to see them go is it's a sad thing.
I know I had a bando. Like I flew it. It was like it was abandoned, and part of it burnt down, and then it sat. Like I flew it a few times, probably 5 or 6 times, and then they put a big fence around it, and like I was scared to break in. Like I kept looking to see if somebody else would break in, and if somebody else did, I was just going to follow them, but nobody ever did. And then they just tore it down. Like one day I saw like a trailer there, like a work trailer, and then like next
Hmm.
time I drove by, like a quarter of it was torn down. And like the next week, like it's gone. It's like just some bricks on the ground now, and it was like 5 minutes from my house.
They do it so fast. It's crazy. Like um I found like 2 months ago, I found another bando about 20 minutes from my house. I was looking for spots one day, and it had two smokestacks with exits at the bottom of them. And since then, this will transition to another story. But basically, I went back to try something, and the smokestacks were just gone. It was just a pile of bricks, and I didn't land the trick that I was trying on it, and I was pretty bummed. So since then, I've been looking for a smokestack that has an exit at the bottom of it, and I cannot find one. I mean, Gates has smokestacks, but it's it goes inside the building, so it's like there's no really great exit to at the bottom of it. But the search continues for a smokestack to do some tricks down the center of.
Yeah, there's a bando by me, and another one with a smokestack, but I think they filled it in like with brick because there's like you can't even look up at it all.
Yeah, they either cap the top of it, they fill in the bottom of it, or like if they are open, like I found like two more the other weekend, but they were inside a building. One of them I couldn't get to because it was like private property, and one of the buildings was still active. So it's yeah, I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission to find a big smokestack that I can enter through the top of and come out of the bottom.
What's up, Tommy B? What's up, Big Oily? Hey, Big
Props
Oily.
off. Props off. Bring his sledgehammer. I'm gonna bring my chipping hammer with me.
Hey, Oily. My son said you have the best name in FPV. FYI.
Hey, Big Oily, what's up, dude?
There's a smokestack. Austin knows where one's at. It's like 3 hours from my house. But if you want to come towards our area, kinda, Austin can tell you where one is.
Is that I heard the story from him. Those smokestacks are sketchy because like they're if you like the one that I was flying at looked kind of similar scenario where like if you don't exit out of the bottom of it, you have to go and retrieve it from a pit and go down to come back up and out. So they're they're a little dangerous, but I always keep a ladder or two on my truck, a collapsible ladder, and I've been known to climb a thing or two.
I'm always unprepared every time I go fly. I like flying with people like you that's over prepared. It's nice because I'm underprepared.
I got the ladder with me. I got the generator. I got a climbing rope and like a tree climbing harness. Yeah, I try not to ever leave anything that I came there with behind.
King Keek, I'm drinking a orange cream cider. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know. I've never had it before. I just saw it at the store. So it's I guess a cider. I didn't even know what it was.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I've never had it. Just random beer I saw one day. I think it was at Aldi or something.
Sounds better than my tropical smoothie. It's
That
getting watered down real fast.
that sounds good.
It is pretty good. What flavors did I get, Heather? What was this? Uh, Paradise Punch. Yeah, I'm branching out to new things.
What? We're going to Detroit with Oily on 420. I don't
Nice.
know.
How far is that from you?
About a little over 3 hours, like probably 3 hours and 15, 20 minutes.
It's not too bad. You
No.
doing that in like a day trip, or are you staying
Yeah,
over?
yeah. Well, I think they're staying Friday and Saturday night, but I'm going to go up for one day. I
Gotcha.
might spend the night up there on Saturday, but I won't be able to fly Sunday. I have to be back home Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, that spot that you and Austin fly at. I've spoken to you about it before. That it's like I don't know if it's an office park or you called it Stilts.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah,
what you called it?
yeah.
That spot looks so sick. You guys ripped that shit up. I love those videos.
That's probably my favorite spot, man. It's a school.
Oh, sick.
Um,
That's awesome.
yeah, it's really cool, man. Like, I actually went there with Hypnos. He's in the chat. Me and Hypnos went there not too long ago. Um, I could fly there all the time, man. Like, there's so much stuff. It's I don't know. I love those dive gaps.
Yeah, that spot looks like it offers a lot.
Yeah, it's really
Very
cool.
cool.
Um, I don't know. Every time, like 2 or 3 times I've been there, there's been a cop sitting there. One time they were sitting there like eating lunch, chilling, and we flew and they didn't say anything to us. I was kind of waiting for them to say something, but they didn't even. Like one time they drove by and looked at us and like gave us like a head nod and that was it.
I've it's good you brought that up because I most often it seems like there's not too much of like a negative view towards what we do as long as like we're doing it within reasonable safety. You know, like not over a crowd of people or if we're flying somewhere that's closed and we're not disturbing the peace, it's generally been um like it's generally worked out. So like I just discovered an IKEA in New Jersey. It was like an hour and 20 minutes away from me. And they've IKEAs have been known to be pretty cool like parking garage spots and like architecturally enjoyable spots to fly. So I wanted to check this one out, and they happen to be closed on Sunday. So security guard almost immediately, like I didn't even set up, came over to see what we were doing parked there when they were closed. So I had my RC car with me, so I took that out first, and he came over and asked about that. And as soon as he saw the drone, he lost interest in the car. He's like, "Show me that thing." So, needless to say, he was excited to watch me fly for a bit. So that was cool.
Yeah, I've never had a problem even whenever I've been like kicked out, man. Like there's a place that's like half abandoned by me, and I've been kicked out of it. I was like, I mean, I guess I was trespassing. I didn't see any signs, but the cops were like, "Hey, man, you can't be here." And I just like was like, "Hey, I'm just flying my drone." And they like were laughing. They're like, "Yeah, man, just go ahead and get out of here." But like they didn't even care.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if they're gonna kick you out, that's best case scenario. So, I mean, at the end of the day, we're just enjoying our hobby.
Yeah, they're. I've never had a problem anywhere, man. Um,
The only trying to think of where. Hmm, I don't know if I have either. Other than if something's like open, obviously, like an office park or something. But there's like one or two around here where they don't care. Like it's big enough, and there's like branches off the building where like there's no people inside, and it's just like architectural. So we'll stay off to one side. But yeah, I haven't had any real problems ever getting kicked out.
yeah,
Nothing really comes to mind, like where I thought I was gonna be in trouble or anything. So,
yeah. I've got stopped by a security guard on like at an office park, like on a Sunday or whatever, and like he didn't even say anything. He was just like, "You can't fly here." Are you recording? I was like, "No, I'm not recording." And he's like, "Oh, okay. Well, you can't be here." And I was like, "All right." And that was it. And I was like, I was recording him as he was telling me that, but like that was like the biggest issue I've ever had was that security guard.
what was he gonna try? He was gonna try and ask you for your footage. Like, I need to confiscate that, sir.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, and the only reason I got caught is I got stuck in a tree, and I was like up by the building, and I actually had like a kickball, and I was throwing the kickball up um, to get it out, and that's how I got it unstuck.
It's not a bad idea. Bring a
Yeah,
kickball. So throw the kickball up in a tree if it gets stuck.
and I just made
That's
your
great.
I made your picture a little bit bigger. I was just messing with it. It's better now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you get a
I don't
little.
think it's jumping into your screen as much either.
Yeah, just a little bit. I could get it better, but
I can
I'm not.
move closer too, a little bit.
You're good, man. Uh, yeah,
So,
I
what
just
gear do you fly?
I fly the Integras. I just got them not too long ago, and I use the Vista still. I haven't used an O3. I want to try an O3, but like I don't know. Everybody breaks them, and
They're
uh,
expensive.
yeah, and I don't feel like freaking keep buying them. if
Yep.
if they were like if they were like the Action 2 or whatever, and you could get a warranty on them, I might try them. But yeah, I fly the Integras with the Vista. I have Vistas and everything, and ERS and Fly Sky Radio, the Fly Sky Nirvana. I'm like one of the only people that uses the Fly Sky Nirvana.
Huh.
What's up, Dizzy Dean? Um, somebody else pop in. I'm horrible at looking at the chat, man.
No real bandos around here. I'm gonna read some of the comments real quick. Have you ever used Crossfire?
Yeah, I started out with I started out with Spectrum, but I went
Okay.
I went to Crossfire, and I had a TX16S for a while when they first came out, and then I switched to the Tango 2,
Yeah, that's what I'm
and
using now.
I love the Tango 2, man. Then um, I always wanted to fly Sky Nirvana, like from the time I got into FPV, and I saw like somebody was selling one brand new in the package, and I bought it. And then when I bought that, I went ahead and just went to ELRS because that was a new thing. So I've been on ELRS since.
Yeah, I hear they're really good. I hear it's like comparably better than Crossfire, and I Crossfire is just about all that I know. I think my first quad had like XM plus on it, and like I tried when I first started flying, like learning how to build and get things to work. The biggest problem that I had was binding my controller. It was such a royal pain in my ass. So once I found Crossfire and how easy it was, I kind of just stuck with it. But I heard ELRS is great too.
Um, yeah, FR Sky sucks. It sucked at binding. You had to have what? Like everything had to match. There's 50 freaking firmwares or something.
Yep.
I don't know. Like I didn't hardly use ER or FR Sky. So every time I've tried to use it, I've had problems with it. Though it seemed like
Yeah.
Spectrum was pretty easy, but like I didn't know. Like not when I got into it, I didn't know people didn't use Spectrum. Like I thought it was good.
Why? Because uh it runs 2.4.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know why nobody uses. I guess their radios are really expensive. I know that.
Yeah. I see 'em more on like RC cars
Yeah,
than
and
like
helicopters
drones.
and stuff.
Hmm.
But like they're based like their cheapest like radio is like $150 or something. Or
Yeah.
that was back then. It's probably 250 now.
Yeah, I was looking at parts for my car, and the receivers were a lot more expensive, and they're bigger. So I mean, I haven't even looked into them for FPV. So, but yeah, I've been loving Crossfire. Crossfire's been good. And what you were saying about the O3, I I um I bought them when they first came out, and I bought four of them, and I sold two of them. I set up one and broke the camera like it was like the first or second pack, and and then I looked up how much it was to replace it. It was $100 to replace the camera, and I was like, I'm just gonna put this on the bench and fly my my Vistas.
Yeah,
So
I've almost bought one a couple times, man. But like if there was a cheaper camera option, which I know why there's not, it's not like the Vista. But if you could get a camera for halfway decent, man, it'd be worth it.
yeah.
But
Yeah, they're expensive. The cameras are expensive. I also use the polar camera, pretty much exclusively. So it took a little getting used to flying the O3, and I started flying the polar camera just because most of the time when I would be able to fly, the sun was going down or it was getting dark out, or I'd be flying into the evening anyway. So I know I get a lot of people tell me, like, oh, the what's the other camera called? The Nebula Pro, and gets it's much better of a camera, and I think the Polar has like 30 frames per second, where like the Nebula has 60. Listen, if I've been flying that the whole time, that's all I know, then that's what I'm used to. So like I don't, it doesn't really make a difference to me because I don't know the difference too much.
it's better than analog 99% of the time too.
Right. So, and flying at night is wild. Like I could fly at like 2 in the morning. Those cameras are impressive. You could if there's like just a little bit of light, you could see in like pitch black. Basically, you take your goggles off, you can't see shit. But you're flying with the polar camera. I was very impressed when I could see that I could fly like at night, pitch black.
I might try one out. I don't think I've even tried one.
Yeah,
What
it's pretty crazy.
what
Like I
go,
could fly around my house right now, and like there's a street lamp on. and I could see like detailed pictures of what my backyard looks like. I'll take my goggles off, and it's just black.
What goggles do you use?
I still use the DJI V2. I have the DJI goggles too, as well, but I haven't really. I still fly the V2 for some reason. I don't know. It's just yes, they're bigger and bulkier, but I'm a creature of habit, and if it's something I'm already used to, I tend to stick to it. You know.
Yeah, I switched to the Integra just because they went on sale, and I like that they're smaller. Like the V2s, I'd always pull them up on my head, and then they would like push down, push them like
Hmm.
they were hard to keep up. I think they were always falling down. You couldn't walk around. They felt like they were going to fall off my head. Like
Yep.
that's my only complaint about the V2s.
Yeah, they're definitely bulky.
Uh,
So.
yeah, I wouldn't even switch. I didn't even plan on it. And then the Integras went on sale for whatever they went on sale for, like 350 or 300. I can't remember. Really, they were cheap. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that's very reasonable. Even like the action cameras. I use the DJI Action 2, and now I do. I was using the Hero 11 Mini for and GoPro in general, all before that, and then the DJI Action 2 came out, and I bought it. I think it was pre-sale when I bought it, so I paid like the fullest of full price for it from DJI directly, and I just couldn't bring myself to freestyle a 500 and something dollar camera. So it just sat in my bag forever. And then when they started dropping down, I'll show you. This is half of my arsenal right now, less than half actually. But something that I love about them is these
Yeah,
cameras still run.
they take a beating, man. Dang, that
These
one's
cameras,
beat up.
st-
That one's
yeah,
beat
these
up.
these cameras still work. One of them has no audio. Actually, the other one's in my bag, but what it looks like this, and I crushed the little hole where the audio is, so it's got no audio on the other one. But yeah, they still work. And like if I was to go like this with a GoPro, like it would
Yeah.
freeze, and then I wouldn't be able to get it turned back on. Like 3 days later it would turn back on, but then the next day it wouldn't again. So I I was very impressed with like how much of a beating these things can take. Like
The biggest thing that I'll help. The biggest thing on my action twos is I'll knock it out of focus. It'll still work, but it'll be out of focus.
yeah, a couple of them. So wait, is there a solution to that, or once the focus goes, that's it?
No, I just send mine in.
Right,
I use the Amazon insurance, and then I'll send it in, and like usually they'll just send me a new one, or they'll send me my money. But
right.
one time they tried to fix it, and they had it for like 2 weeks, and then they finally just sent me a new one. But um, but I don't think there's any way to fix it. I don't know. I've never tried because I always keep them insured that way. I mean, you get a new camera
Yep,
for 30 or 40 bucks.
can't beat it.
Yeah, I get nervous. So I'm like I just filed a claim 2 months ago. Are they gonna like deny it? But I guess you sign like a contract whenever you get it. So
Yeah, once you sign it, I had this qualm with well, I was doing this with Best Buy when I was shopping my GoPros, and they were still selling the action cameras there. They stopped selling them a couple months back, but so one location actually wound up telling me that I couldn't. I was able to shop there, but I couldn't insure. They wouldn't exchange the cameras anymore there. So I called corporate because they were also the location that swore up and down and talked me into buying Total Tech, which is like it was like it's $200 a year, I think. But that umbrella covers all of your purchases, cameras and everything else, the likes thereof. And so I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. And between like buying my laptop and things like that. Like it pays off. But eventually they started asking for the $35, uh, to send the camera in anyway, even though having Total Tech should negate that altogether. So um, once things started getting hairy with that, then that one location started telling me that they're not doing the insurance anymore for me. But this was also like 45, 50 GoPros into the ordeal. So the next town over, they told me that that location wasn't allowed to do that and just to come to them from now on. So they got a laugh out of it. So at least they were pretty cool.
I've always used Amazon insurance. I've been um, since I started getting action cameras. I used to run the Hero 8 forever, and it seemed like it was a solid camera. Then like I broke one, and every one after that, man, it seemed like you said, you barely crash, it'll stop working, won't turn on, then it'll turn on 3 days later, or I've had mine just freeze. But I've never really had a problem with the Amazon insurance, but it sucks. You got to wait whatever 10 days or whatever to get your stuff back.
Yeah, that's what Flexo is saying right now. Yeah, that's one of the shittiest things. He's saying his location's 38 miles away. Yeah, I would not. That would drive me nuts if that's how far Best Buy was to me.
A 300 a
Um,
300 mile round trip to Best
yeah,
Buy.
wild, and you're still waiting 10 days to 2 weeks to get any sort of turnaround on it. So when you use Amazon, are you going through? Is it Allstate?
No, it's a Shurion.
Assurion. Okay. Um, so to put in a claim, because I have a couple that I have to do through them now. Is it something I go on the Assurion website, or is it through
Yeah,
Amazon and it'll take me to
yeah. The
just
Shurion website. Usually if you go to it and log in, like anything you've had there will pop up.
okay,
But if you don't see it, just message them and be like, "Hey, I bought this camera on so and so day," and then they'll look it up. And I've never had a problem. Like if
okay,
a few times my stuff wasn't there, and they're like, "Oh, for some reason it wasn't in the system," but like they didn't like it still went smooth.
awesome.
I actually bought a stack from Amazon like almost 2 years ago, and I smoked the ESC like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, and I was like, "There's no way this thing's still under warranty," and I looked, and it was, and they freaking sent me $120 back from almost two
That's
years ago.
amazing.
I think it was
That's wild.
I think it was 2 years in like July. So that stack almost got me 2 years out of it, and I blew the ESC.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I just got the
But
check. I just got the check today. They didn't give me. They wouldn't give me a new stack, and they wouldn't put it on my Amazon account because it was so old. But they sent me an actual paper check. It took like 2 weeks to get here, but I got it.
shit, hey, they're sending you cash back. That's a win, or a check back. That's a
Yeah,
win.
yeah. They're like, we're
That's
gonna
funny.
send. They're like, we're gonna send you a paper check. Is that fine? I'm like, yeah, I don't
Is that
care.
okay with you?
Like, yeah, I'll take it. I think Flexo's got the same. I think Flexo's got a paper check before.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. They always send paper checks. That's pretty funny.
Yeah,
That's like Costco. So when I first started working there, the store manager was telling us about their policies and like their return policies and yeah, anyone who doesn't know, you can you can buy and return basically anything to Costco. And she told us some funny stories. Like this one lady, she bought a bottle of wine and drank it, and brought it back because she said it gave her a headache and the bottle was fucking empty. Like dumb shit like that. But yeah, people return everything there. So I guess the idea behind it, and the same thing with like Amazon is like they're getting you good customer service and back in the store. Costco being like the physical store, but Amazon, like you're most likely going to turn back around and use that again.
yeah.
So I don't know. I guess there's a business advantage to that,
Oh, I know, like
but
this, I had this right here. This I got this cable from Amazon, and I was trying to use it for my computer to my new monitor, and it wouldn't work. And I freaking forgot to I forgot to return it, and I freaking did a return, and they were like, "Don't even worry about it." They gave me my $9
just
back and said I can keep the cable. I'm like, okay, well I don't need it, but all right. And they just I like look, 24 hours later I had $9 in my Amazon account.
yeah, that's awesome. Small stuff like that, like cables and like inexpensive items. They I see when you go to do returns, they'll or like if they send you two of something by accident, it's just like yeah, you just keep it. Like it's too much trouble to send it back. Just keep it. That's great.
Yeah, they're Amazon's rich enough. What's up, MFR?
But yeah, they yeah, that's where I've been getting my action cameras from now. I was like panicking at first when Best Buy stopped selling them, and I was a little weary to shop Amazon just because I hadn't used the insurance yet. I still haven't, but I mean, everything you guys are saying tonight, we're reading in the comments, and from what my buddies are telling me, is it's pretty seamless transition to get your camera or money turnaround from a broken camera out of it.
Yeah, like if it's not that old too, like I usually if I break it, if I break an action two and do start the process like that day or the next day, I'll have a new
They just return it.
yeah, I'll have a new camera usually within like 7 days. Like it's from the time I break it to the time I'm using another one. It's usually like a week.
Yeah, that's awesome. My workaround to the Best Buy thing, and I kind of just kept the habit, was to just invest in a lot of them. So like when I had GoPro 8s, had like 7 or 8 of those. I think yeah, and then the 11s I needed more of because they were breaking. When I first got the 11s, they were definitely holding up a little bit better than towards like the end of me shopping them. And I think for a lot of people the same. Like they started getting shittier and shittier internally. But like with the DJI action cameras, like I have more than I need just because they hold up so well. So
I actually just bought another Action Two. I've only had one for like the whole
that's
time I've
amazing.
had it, but I just bought one. I bought one off Amazon. It was
Yep.
refurbished with a 2 year warranty, and I had it was $200.
Did you get it yet to
Yeah,
see if it like
I'm
it
actually
works?
I'm actually using it right now as a webcam. That's what I'm
Oh,
using.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I ordered one. I ordered one the other day because I saw that they started listing like the certified refurbished ones, and I figured I'd give it a shot because they're a lot less expensive even still than the price drop that made it reasonable for me to start purchasing these in general. You know, like $175 for a refurbished one. Listen, if it works and I'm recording footage on something that I'm smashing and crashing anyway, and I get some packs out of it, that's great. I'll take it.
I have so many of the power banks now that they come with because I like you break one camera and they send you the whole thing. Like they'll send.
I'm looking for my bag. Yeah, I have a million of them.
I know I've told people like, hey, if you get an Action Two and you can buy just a camera, let me know and I'll hook you up with the power bank because I probably have like 6 of them and I have
Yep,
two Action Twos.
that's awesome. Yeah, they're good to keep charged also just when you're in the field to have a couple of them.
Yeah,
Um, so
that's usually what I do. I'll keep one in my bag fully charged, and then the one I only have one with a screen on it,
me too.
and all the other ones are just the regular ones. But I always charge the one with the screen on it, charge it up every time I go to use it, and then I'll keep one without the screen fully charged in my bag.
Yep. That's the way to do it.
Good night, King Keek.
Later, bro. Um So you just started? Did you just get a set of the VCI motors?
Yeah, I got more than a set. I
You bought a
bought,
couple, right? You
I
bought
bought.
like two or three sets.
Yeah, I bought 12. I bought, yeah, three sets. Um,
Nice,
well, I bought six of them like a couple weeks ago, and then I bought six more because I have three 5 inches, and I usually try to keep two going at a time. Which
yep,
I never if I have three going, I'll keep three going for like one time, and then I'll break it, and then I won't fix it till I'm down to one. So I'm gonna switch everything over. Once I start breaking my motors, I still have. Well, I have. I'm building a new. I'm building a new Vanny Pro sometime within the next month. But I have the frame and the motors and the Vista. I just need to get a stack. But I don't know
nice.
what motors do you run.
So I was so before VCI, I just got sponsored by VCI. And big shout out to Austin. I heard he did too, which is great. That's
Yeah,
that's awesome. Um, Before that, I was rocking the T motors, flat motors, and before that, actually, I was rocking the Jings, the 1750, the purple Jings, and those were like super indestructible. And then I came across the flat motors, and oh, I think you know what it was. They stopped making the 1700s. They were like they said they were discontinuing them. I don't know if they were, but I wound up switching over to the slat motors. Rocked those for quite a while. And then Mike Duran turned me on to the VCI motors, and they've been awesome. Like they are tough motors. So super happy that they invited me to join the team, and I'm super happy that they are awesome and aren't shitty motors. They're really good. They hold up and they can take a beating.
yeah. I mean, I know Austin likes them, and if they hold up for him, they'll hold up for
Yeah,
me because he definitely rips harder than me.
yeah.
Um,
They can take it one hell of a beating.
I flew the T Motor Velux or Velux, however you say it, the cheap ones forever, man. I really enjoy them for a $14 motor. They're like,
Yeah, that's the price.
yeah, I don't know. I recently switched to 1950. Um, this spring, I went from 1750 for the last couple years to 1950. So I've gotten away from my Velox motors, but yeah, I'll try those VCI. Hopefully, within the next couple weeks, anyway, I'll put them on.
So yeah, with those, so when they first sent me motors to sample, before VCI, the slats are 1750s. Um, so I wanted something that was as close to that. So I got the 1850s. Um, and then since I started flying those, I wanted a little more speed and just a little more like pep. So I realized in hindsight I could have got the 1950s and just dialed them down if I wanted to, and at least had the availability to bring them back up to a 1950. So when they sent out the package, I just asked them for the 1950s, and
Yeah, I got the.
they've been awesome.
I don't know. You can't really see them. I don't think. I got the 1950s.
Colors are sick too.
Yeah, they look cool, man. I was actually going to put some on yesterday, and I don't know. I got messing around. I had so much freaking footage from flying. I kind of was hoarding it over the winter, just in releasing it a little bit at a time. But I have so much
Nice.
freaking footage built up, man. I was like, I gotta edit some freaking videos because like all my SD cards were full, my computer's full. So I went through and deleted a bunch of stuff from like days where I didn't really do anything that cool, or so I spent time where I was going to be building something. I freaking went through a bunch of footage.
Started putting shit together.
Yeah, I never hoard footage, man. It was just like I don't know what it was. Like I haven't really edited a full video in like almost a month. What's up,
Yeah.
Den Star?
What was that?
I was saying, what's up to Den Star? He just came in.
What's up, then, Star? Um, Yeah, I go through like ebbs and flows with editing. My buddy Jeff, aka that banana, has like a really unique and entertaining maintains the attention of the audience style. But it takes some work to do that, and I got into this like flying on the seat of my, like the edge of my chair, like just basically knowing enough to have things work and learning enough editing just to be able to put out the content and not really do anything else to it. So I've been trying to delve into different kinds of editing a little bit more, but it takes time and it can be taxing and stressful at times. Like when I get a lot of B-roll footage, I'll get overwhelmed and not know what to do with it. And whereas like he'll just know exactly what 2 seconds to put here, and it's all like 2 seconds, 3 seconds, just short little
Yeah,
clips. And when it all comes together, it's like beautiful. And I'm like, I
that's
just get anxiety with that.
that's definitely an art, man. He did your he did he edit your Fly Tribe interview?
Yes,
Yeah, that was a killer video, man. Like
his
I watched that and I was like, man, I got to ask Apache to come on now. Like it was killer.
he definitely killed it with the editing, and thank you. I appreciate that, and I know he will too. Um, and yeah, like it's a motivation to see that he puts things together like that really like keep your attention. So it's definitely an art form. Um, so I've been using Adobe this whole time, and I'm trying to segue into DaVinci and not have to pay for all of what I'm paying for Adobe right now, because basically what I'm doing currently I can do on DaVinci for free. So I don't know what you use to edit, but
I use
a while to learn Adobe.
I know I need to learn it too, man. I use Movavi, I think it's how you say it, and it was
Uh,
just I
Mojave,
yeah I
I
got
think
it when I first got into it. I don't know why I was just like looking around, and that was the one I found. I bought it. It's like $50 a year, and like I've kind of just stayed with it because I'm just used to it.
it's what you know, right?
It sucks.
Like
It sucks learning new stuff that you don't have to learn.
I know, and from everything I hear, DaVinci is a lot easier to learn. I don't know about how Mojave is, but like I spend so much time trying to learn how to do the most like simple tasks in Adobe because it is not as user friendly. I feel the same way. Like I took all that time to learn how to use it, and now I have to switch. Like I'm just gonna stay with this. So it's really like been a painstaking thing to get me to like a stubborn thing to get myself to switch over to a different program that's potentially easier for me to use. It's just I have to take the time and just learn it again.
Yeah, it sucks. Like especially if you can sit down for a half hour, hour, and edit a video, then you got to go in and like learn something new, and it takes you 3 hours, and you still haven't finished. You're like, it sucks.
Yep.
Yeah, I've tried to
So
switch, man, and I was like, I don't know why, man. I was like, I think I pay 50. I think it's $52 a year is what I pay for it. So I mean, that's nothing. Like if you think about it for a whole year.
yeah, that's really good. I think that I don't know what they're banging me, but I stopped paying for Adobe last month, and they text me like every couple of days, ask and say, "What's up? You gonna pay for this?" Or well, they extended it another 15 days. I think that's gonna be my means of transitioning, is just to not renew it. I had lost my wallet, so I froze my cards, and that started that whole thing. So I got new cards, and I didn't update it. Or I kept the one locked or something. For whatever reason, the payment didn't go through. So that might be my motivation to switch over once it runs out.
How much is Adobe? It's expensive, isn't it?
I think I'm paying like 30 over 30 a month. So that's also motivated to now that I'm seeing it through their text messages to renew. Um, it's becoming a lot easier for me to say, maybe I'll just ride this out until it doesn't renew, and now I'll have to switch over to free Da Vinci.
Yeah, it's not like $30 a month is a lot, really, but like when like you don't think about it until like you think about it, then you're like, man, that's money I'm just
Yeah,
throwing away for nothing.
they make it so easy to just continue taking your money because you don't see it unless you're checking your bank statements. And I'm not, once you set it on auto pay, that's their in to have you locked in indefinitely, forever.
The Instar said he uses Filmora, WordShare. I've never heard of that. WonderShare. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that either.
Is that free, Dinstar?
Said that's half props off. That's half my motorcycle insurance.
What kind of motorcycle do you have? Props off. I didn't even know you had one. And everybody, go sub the props off. He's trying to get to like 15,000 subs. He's only at like 5,000 though, but he helped me fix my radio in like 5 minutes, and I messed with it for like 3 days. And he has really good content. He helps everybody out, so I'm helping him out. Go sub the props off.
Subscribing to you right now, bud.
Yeah, he makes uh he makes really good content. He's like he knows everything. I didn't even think to ask him about my freaking radio, and I asked him and he had it fixed in like 5 minutes. It was going.
Which one and what was wrong with it?
Um, I what radio?
Yeah.
I actually I'll pull it out here. I'm actually getting I bought a new uh it's a Fly Sky EL18. It's like the it's like the Nirvana, but it's new, and like it wouldn't. It was like the screen was frozen, and I couldn't do anything with it. It wouldn't turn on. Wouldn't like the screen would just come on, and props off had me going. He knows everything. I don't know how he knows so much about FPV, but he does.
All the workarounds and the ins and outs to fixing all the tech shit.
Yeah, that's my it's the EL18. But yeah, my screen would like it just froze on me, and then
Oh,
and, I,
sick.
and then I had to unplug the batteries, and then like it wouldn't turn all the way on. Like it would just like the screen would start to turn on, but then stop. And I don't know. I turned it on, and I pressed the trim switches in. He had me do that, and it came right on. After me, I spent 3 days messing with it.
That controller looks super comfy. It looks like
Man, it is like my other one's just like it, but like my other one I use now is just like it, but it's cheaper and older. But I like this feel
yeah,
of it's comfortable.
yeah, that thing looks sick. That's another
Um,
thing. Controllers. I used to use a what was I using? The X9 Lite S. It was a box controller, like a square one, and I got comfortable with that. But something I realized was like I didn't have full articulation from all the way at the bottom to all the way up on like throttle. Same thing on the other side, just because the way my hands fit around it. So like I knew I wanted to get a controller that was basically like the Tango or like an Xbox controller style. Um, and strangely enough, when I got it, it was hard for me to like at first, and I had to just tell myself, you just need to get used to it because I really wanted to love it. And sure enough, it took me about 2 weeks of just adjusting from a box controller to like a Xbox style controller, and now I can't even like remember or imagine how I was able to fly with like a box controller, just because like I didn't have full articulation and I wasn't getting full range on my sticks just because of how I was holding it or how it was like fitting in my hands. So
yeah, I use a TX16S for like 6 months, and I never could get used to it, man. I don't know, the box style's weird. Like I don't know why they make all the radios like that.
Yeah. And I sit when I fly, so like it's in my lap, like so like my hands are like right above it and I pinch as well. So it's just easier to do it that way. Like I can stand, but I don't like standing. I feel like I'm gonna fall over.
Have you ever? Do you have? Do I like to lean, man? Like I can
Or
st-
lean, yep.
I can stand, but I feel like if I'm standing and flying, I concentrate on standing too much.
Yep. Yeah,
I
I feel like it takes away from paying attention to actually what I'm trying to do.
yeah.
Leaning's okay. Leaning counts as like sitting to me. If I can just not have to be freestanding and lean and have my radio like settled and or sitting, either or works. But standing up, like not leaning on anything, is no good. I can do it, but I don't like to.
What radio do you want to use, Flexo? The doesn't the Tango? It has full size gimbals, doesn't it?
Uh, yeah,
I
yeah.
think.
So it's just like my hands are closer together than they would be like this on a box. So when I'm trying to like pinch, I can't move them as freely as
Yeah,
when I'm like this. Like this.
like
Kitty twisters.
like the top, like yeah, get to the top, like of your the top outer part of your gimbal is hard when you're on a box radio.
Yeah, I couldn't full throttle, um, or like full front flip. So like, I was either more towards the bottom and only getting to like 75% throttle or whatever. Whereas like a tango where it's like a closer grab, I have full articulation. Um,
I really
Hits
love
you better.
I love the Tango, and then like once I started using the Nirvana, I like messed with the Tango too, man. It just felt so weird, but like I loved it forever.
Is the Nirvana is it blue?
No, it's black. I don't have it on me. It looks, it's just like the radio that I just showed you, but it's
It is,
black.
right?
It's black with it's got like a purplish chrome stuff on it. It's like the radio's really cool.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. I thought uh my buddy Melvin has one. X Risk. It is like a chrome, like oil slicky, right? I thought it
Yeah,
was blue. I've only seen it like once, but I remember holding it. I was like, this is freaking sick.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool radio.
I don't know why more people don't use them, man. Like to me, like I always wanted one. Then like as soon as I held it, I was like, this thing's awesome. Um, the one the Nirvana, the gimbals are real loose, but they took a little bit of time to get used to. But now I'm used to them. But the one I just showed you, the EL18, it has CNC gimbals. They're pretty tight feeling.
Nice. Yeah, that thing looks solid.
Um, I saw something in here. You like the boxer props off? I don't like the boxer. It's too boxy for me. We're doing good on time,
Yeah.
man. I just looked. I got worried for a second. Everybody, my internet is going to get shut off in 44 minutes. So,
Sucks.
um, yeah, it's crazy. It's 11 o'clock so early for that. It is better than TX16S props off. I hate that radio. I don't know why everybody loves the TX16S.
I never flew one. Yeah, I had the X9 Lite S, I think it was the X9 Lite, and then I got the Tango. I have the Tango 2 Pro, um, and I didn't know what the difference what or all the few differences were, but I really like having the folding gimbals, um, just based on how much shit gets packed into my bag. I feel like I would have broken them by now. But I have the Mambo, the TBS Mambo, and again, I wanted to like it, but it's square and it's huge for my hands, so I'm just sticking to the Tango.
I mean, the mom. If you think the Mambo's huge, the freaking TX16 is like two of them. It seems like.
Massive, right? Yeah. So,
I want to show you on this radio. One thing I like about it, and I shouldn't have put it up, and I still got it in the original box. The it comes with the thing to protect the gimbals. It's really cool.
oh, the plastics.
Yeah. Um,
I have one actually. I think this is my buddy's. Like this, right?
no, it's like it's a whole big thing. It protects all your switches.
Oh, okay. That's smart.
Yeah, it's. I don't know, man. I love my radio. I can't.
Oh yeah, that's solid. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But that was one thing I loved about the Tango 2, man. You just throw it in your bag. I didn't have the Pro, but it was so tight and small, like it didn't really even mess up. I always put it in a
Yep.
bag, like it was actually the DJI goggle bag is what I put it in. I would just throw it in my bag in that, and like it never broke. But
Yeah, I've had mine for quite a while, and I had to change the battery once. So I've changed the battery, and the only other thing is, I don't know if you know about have any solution to this. I mean, it's not that something's necessarily not working with it, but after I change the battery, um, when I turn it on, sometimes it'll start beeping, uh, like nonstop, like beep 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 beep, beep, and like the screen will start switching back and forth. I forget what comes up on it. It's like um, like the home screen, whatever I have it set to. It'll just flicker back and forth and just beep. And then when I plug in a quad, it stops. And when I'm done with my flight, it'll happen intermittently. So if it decides that it's going to happen, it'll just beep like almost like when I put the battery in and put it back together, like I pinched something or I don't know. It only happened after I changed the battery.
I have no idea, man. Props off might have an idea. That sounds like something up his alley.
What do you got for me, props off? Why is my Tango alarm going off? But
Yeah,
yeah, no, it still works. I haven't had any problems, binding, flying. So it's just a little bit of a very minimal nuisance.
uh, the Instar Rec does have a YouTube channel, but they don't really post too much content on there. I don't think. They're actually an FPV shop. They're local to me, but I think they do post some stuff. Rect and VCI they work together. I know that. I think they were one of the first people that sell VCI stuff. I think.
Wrecked, you're saying?
Yeah, yeah. He was asking about a YouTube channel.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I was just asking Austin about the Vanny style Pro frame. I was flying the Woodchuck Wasp. I still am. And I I've just got word that I'm the package that the order that I placed is coming through. But I was in the market for a different frame, and I won that one frame from you guys from Rect for the Fall Classic. But I'm kind of saving that as like a trophy. Like I'll put the date on it and like the contest. So I think I might get another one. That's it. Yep. So that's a good thing you showed that. So the difference between a True X and what was the other
The
option?
Squished
Squished.
X.
What would you choose and why?
I don't. I That's a True X, and I'm flying the Squished X now. The only reason I bought the True X is because I haven't flown one yet. That's what I'm flying now. So I mean, I don't know. I'll let you know.
All right, fair
the,
enough.
the,
Fair
the,
enough.
the,
We're gonna have to come back on again and have a recap on this because I need answers to this question.
the Squished X flies really good, man. I love it.
Yeah, it looks sick.
I started flying the my first toilet tank was I don't really think of it now. The Bridge City Burnside. I don't know if you've seen that frame.
No.
It's kind of like the Vanny, um,
Okay.
but I went to that. And then I went to the OG Vanny, and then the um, Rect actually gave me that uh, the Vanny Pro, the Squish X Vanny Pro. I guess I got like I was a reviewer or whatever,
Sick.
but um, I don't know. I haven't broken. The only thing I broke on that Vanny Pro was the camera cage, and it still flies with it. And I've been flying it since they came out. I got it like a week or two before they came out, and I've crashed it. I've flown at that bando like that where Alston goes, and I tried to dive. I didn't try to drive the stack, but I dove another thing and smashed into concrete 4 or 5 times, and I haven't broken anything on it. Knock on wood.
Nice. All right. Yeah, sounds solid then. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
in the market for um another frame, another indestructible frame. Um, I there might be a time that comes that the Wasp is not available anymore. It's unclear right now, so I don't want to speak out of turn, but there it may not be available always. So I'm just trying to have a plan B just in case. So I was looking at that, the Vandy Style Pro, especially that I have it to look at. I mean, it looks pretty similar. I like that, like the ass end of it's pretty uh, squished and doesn't stick out too far.
yeah, it's nice.
I love doing Matty flips, and like I was flying the Apex before that, and I still have them. But if I break like a bottom plate or the top plate,
That
it's just
sucks.
such a yeah. The bottom plate is such a bitch to change. So if I could avoid breaking a bottom plate and have a frame that like the Vanny style or the Wasp that has a really tucked in behind, then it's got my name all over it.
The OG Vanny, I've only broken one arm, and it's the back end of it's about the same, man. But it's like $20 cheaper, maybe $30 cheaper.
Yeah, what were they, like $70
Yeah,
to 100?
yeah. I think one might be 75 and one's 95. Or I might be wrong. I don't know, something like
Right.
that. Yeah, but um, I like both of them, man. Really, I like that Bridge City Burnside too, but I broke it, and then I replaced the. I think I broke an arm on it, and I broke it. I ended up like destroying it one day, and I never put it back together. But at that time I had both the Vannies, so like I said, I very rarely have 3 5 inches going. I might have three of them, and then by the time I get three of them, I'll destroy one. So I usually try to
Yep.
keep two of them going.
I feel like whenever I have more than two, uh, the third or beyond break so easily, and it's like meant to be that you have two that are meant to withstand like the test of time. I feel like if I build more than that, or if I repair more than that, they just break easy, and then I just don't fix them.
Yep, Fly Zone. He designed a frame, the Bando X. He said you got to try it.
Uh, where? Oh yeah, I'm looking at that. Where can I see it? Where can I check that out?
Can you
I'm
post?
like,
Can you post the link, Mike? I don't know if you can post links in the chat or not.
let's see the Bando X. Let me try and look it up right now. Uh, Fly is it like the Fly Zone Bando X?
I don't know what's the name of it, Mike. I I've seen him. He's flown it before, but I don't even know if it's for sale yet. It might not be.
Oh shit, we're getting in at the ground floor then, huh? I like it.
I'm waiting for him to say something. uh,
Bando X. I can't find it right now.
yeah, I don't think it's for sale.
Still wraps. Yep.
Oh, did you see that, Apache?
We're gonna jump back in. Not okay. All right.
I,
Awesome.
if it
Sick.
holds
Thank you, bro.
if it holds up to Apache, it should be a good frame. So man, I didn't even know about you at all until the fall classic, and then you entered. When you entered, Austin was like, Apache just entered. Um, he'll probably win. I'm like, and I didn't even know who you were. So because I don't get on. I'm not. I'm just recently gotten on IG more. I don't know why. Like so many people's on there. So yeah, I didn't know you
That
till
was a sick
then.
contest. Yeah, I work so much that I try and keep like I post a lot, but like even like the chats like with the homies like locally to me, like it's hard for me to keep up and stay involved. I try and do the best that I can. Like I'm just getting the Beast of the East Instagram going. I was dragging my feet with that for a while. Like it's a lot. We were talking about that earlier. It's a lot to do. And then with everything else with life going on, and then trying to go out and fly and film, and it's a blast. Don't get me wrong. It is not a chore, but it is just it's a lot, and there's not enough time in the day. Um, so I hear
Yeah,
you, man.
it's tough, man. Yeah, Flexo. That's
Flexo.
Flexo. Go check out Flexo, man. He flies 3D. He does crazy stuff.
Yo, 3D is crazy. You guys are crazy for playing 3D. That shit's wild.
I know. I love it, man. It's crazy. Like I want to try it, but I don't because I don't know why. Like it probably cost me too much money to try. Um,
Now, with flying 3D, I guess is a question for Flexo. Um, you can only use certain props that will allow you to do that, or how does that work?
I know the answer, but he'll probably tell you better. He can use any prop, but I know he has to change. He has to change his tune if he's not using 3D props. But I know 3D props are like they're pretty brittle. They don't hold up like normal props.
Okay, but I guess they're shaped.
I think
Like
they're
they don't have an airfoil like a typical prop would, where it's like shaped one way on the top and then flat on the bottom. Is it kind of pretty much the same both sides?
he'll have to answer that question. I don't know that much about him.
'Cause I wonder if I just throw it, throw it into 3D one time and try it. If that you're saying it sounds like you can do that, right?
Yeah, I think I don't know what all you got to change. Um, I don't know. I know there's a thing on Betaflight where you can check to fly in 3D, but I don't know.
Right.
I don't know
Yep.
what else you got to change.
You can flip two upside down and use any. Oh, okay, but regular props are right. They probably would be noisy. They're flat profile and the same on both sides. Okay. I think I've seen Zoe's props. I remember them being red, but they did look like symmetrical on both sides. Interesting.
Um, I'll have internet for like 29 more minutes, so I'm not like in the stream. But if anybody wants to ask Apache anything, we have about 25 minutes left.
Time is counting
I
down.
know it sucks. I got the text today. Like I got one yesterday saying from 11 to 6 a.m. they're doing updating, and I got one again today. I'm like, man, I don't know why they don't. That's 11 o'clock's early.
Yeah, that's wild. Tell them to get that overnight pay. It's worth it anyway. Do it at 2 in the
Yeah,
morning, like you were saying.
yeah. Usually they do stuff like that. Usually they do it from like 2 to 4. Like I've gotten like I stay up late most of the time, so I've been up late, and then like my internet won't be working, and I'll check, and like oh yeah, we're down from 2 to 4 for maintenance. But I'm like, that's a normal time to me, 2 to 4.
Do you know what they're doing?
They said they're updating it. I don't know what.
Hmm.
I don't know what they're updating. the last night it worked until about 1:30 because I was actually looking for music for my new video, and as soon as I got a song, I got it and put it on, and I went to upload the video to YouTube, and it wouldn't upload. Like it was saying I didn't
Oh,
have internet.
yeah, you missed your window.
Yeah,
That's another thing. Music that takes that sometimes that takes the longest for me to do is to find a good song. Luckily, my fiance, I owe a lot of my music selection to my fiance. She has excellent taste in music and always helps me find good songs for my clips.
yeah.
But
That is the hardest part sometimes.
yeah, I think there's something to be said about music selection and the not just like whether it's freestyle or not, but like sometimes I feel like the the not only does the music complement the flight specifically, but the type of music, the pace of the music, the rhythm
Yeah,
will enhance it and make it either seem faster than it is, slower than it is, depending on I guess like the style you're trying to like the vibe that you're trying to put out there. Um, there's definitely like a an equation to it, if you will, that makes it enhances and complements the video that you're trying to publish. So
yeah,
that's why it
definitely.
usually takes me a while.
Hi, Miss Dawn. I'm wearing your shirt. I don't know if you can see it. Um, I know, man. Music's the hardest part. I spent freaking 45 minutes last night looking through music, and then like I'll think back to like when I was younger for music. Then I'll think back to like 2 years ago and try to think of songs,
Yep.
and then I'll go through
Yeah.
and look what I already have on my computer, try to find something I already have, and
Yeah. I just started posting like fairly recently like some old Tool songs and like bringing back some shit that I haven't listened to in a while. And I'm like, wow, it's just like the light goes on and you're like, oh, this song, like it's
yep,
great.
I do the exact same thing, man. When I'm looking. It's fun sometimes looking for music, and sometimes it sucks because you're like you just want to be done with the video.
Yeah, and it's just like endless, and it's like I can't find something, I can't find something. Other times it's like first song is like, yep, this is the one. So it's hit or miss.
Do you listen to music when you fly?
Um, so I've been wanting to have my earbud in and try that more. Because like when I was skateboarding, I tried doing that because I once I stopped skating, I started seeing a lot more people do that. But when I was skateboarding, they didn't have earbuds that were like cordless and like like they were getting pretty small. They were buds, but like I couldn't skateboard with corded buds. They would fall right out. So I didn't skate with earbuds in. But we fly with like a radio on, and I'll have a playlist. Um, and like if I'm especially if I have like a line in mind, uh, I'll play I'll play a song like and I'll start it over again when I start that pack up. Like I will be a repeat offender, and if like other people are around, like I can imagine like my buddies be like, "Dude, change the fucking song already." But like I have this idea in my head that I'm trying to produce, and the song is helping me do that. So I'll start it over again when I start my next pack up until I get it.
Yep.
So yeah, music definitely helps.
Big Oil, I do love me some Milli Vanilli, and Big Oily comes up with the craziest music in his videos. I don't know how he does it. Uh, I have a buddy he flies, and whatever he's listening to, he'll always put that in his video. Like he'll listen to a song and then fly to it, and that's the song he'll use in his video.
Yeah, that's it's hard to do. It's hard to envision something and while you're listening to it in real life, and then like have it be put down on digital paper, if you will. Um, like the way that you're imagining it, have it come out. I would imagine it being pretty difficult. So
Man, the only time I listen to music, I mean, if I'm with a group of people and we're flying, hanging out or whatever, and music's playing, then I obviously listen to it. But like if I'm just flying by myself or with like one other person, like the only time I'll listen to music is if I'm like flying like crap, and then I'm like, all right, well maybe some music will help, and I don't think it does, but I don't know.
It'll lighten the mood if you're
Yeah,
starting to like,
I kind
get real pissed.
I kind of like the silence. Uh, I guess not really silence, but the prop noise. I guess
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah. Sometimes when I fly without music on, it's just because my radio's dead. Props off. Have a good night, bro. I want to say peace to him before he
Uh,
signs off. He says he's
Definitely
dipping.
props off. Thanks for your help again. Props off for helping me with my radio.
Yes, sir. I give you a subscription.
Yeah, props off.
Um,
Props off's killing it with the informational videos. He knows everything. I can't believe I didn't think about asking him about my radio. And as soon as I did, he was like, try this. And it worked.
yeah, I'm gonna ask him about my Tango.
Yeah,
It stops
hit
it
him up.
stops beep.
He'll probably know. Yeah,
Like I've unbricked the Tango, but I can't seem to get this stupid beep to stop happening.
yeah, that's weird. Like, I'm sure you've looked on YouTube, but I've never heard anything like that.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like, I've looked and I don't know what else to ask. So, um, yeah, I'll see if I can show it to him one day. Like, send him a video. And like I said, it happens like sometimes, like, and then sometimes it doesn't. Like, super intermittently. And it's only when my drone's not plugged in. As soon as I plug in and it binds, like, it goes away. So it's not again, it's not the end of the world, but like, it'd be nice if it wasn't beeping. You know?
Yeah, because then you're worried about one day it might not fix itself.
Yeah. Like, and when it's beeping, like I can't scroll. So like I've never had, coincidentally, never had an issue where like I need to change models or something when that's happening. But if it will get stuck and I won't be able to like, because it's changing screens with that beep. So like it won't let me do anything until it like is done having its connection.
Do you ever fly anything other than 5 inch?
So I have the. Let me grab it. Let me grab it. I really enjoy this. The Fly Lens 85. I have the Nano Baby, the Flywoo Nano Baby, um, and the Grinderino. But I've been having problems with the Grinderino. I think something's up with my stack because it literally flies like I'll do an inverted yaw spin and it'll fly like it'll try and flip itself back over, but only halfway. So I checked and thought maybe I was in horizon mode and I didn't, leave that open for acro, and I double checked, all my homework in beta flight, and it was all how it should be, but it just doesn't like being upside down for some reason. So did I lose you guys?
No, you're good.
Okay. I wasn't
I
sure my headphone died.
no, I was just looking. I was reading some comments.
But yeah, no, the fly lens is super fun to fly.
Yeah, I mainly fly 5 inch. I got back into tiny whoops this year, or well, last year, last when winter started. They were pretty fun. We had a big race at the Air Force Museum, and I went there. Went to like 2 or 3 races this year. Well, last year, whatever you want to say, last winter, and it was fun. But I usually mainly fly 5 inch.
Yeah, that's my go-to. Is 5 inch. I love flying freestyle. I love the similarity to skateboarding. And I feel like uh, it's the smaller ones are harder for me to fly like that. Um, and I think I don't give myself enough time to try and adjust to fly something smaller and do those. those tricks, but yeah, I love flying like a 5 inch
Yeah,
freestyle. You know.
I think the key to flying smaller stuff is to fly in a smaller space. That helps too. Like if you're flying like a 3 inch in a where you would normally fly a 5 inch, it feels like it takes 20 minutes to get to where you want to go.
To get there, sure.
And
Um,
and like the throw, like man, it sucks. Like when you're used to flying a 5 inch and like going up over top of something, then you're flying something
yeah.
small that doesn't weigh anything, and you're like killing the throttle to get it there.
Yep. Yeah, and you're not making it. You're falling short.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, Den Star. Have a good one, man.
Later, bro. Have a good night.
Yeah,
Um,
I got a 2S whoop. I flew some, and I kept hitting stuff like when I because I thought I was falling, and like I would drop faster and I didn't. So I kept crashing, hitting stuff because it was just weird. I never got used to it, but I didn't have the time.
compensation's different.
Yeah, I'd go out and frickin' uh, fly 4 packs and then break it and then not fly it for freaking a month and then go out and try to rip it like a 5 inch and it didn't work.
Yep. That's the lot. That's also the battery part of our conversation. The 4S batteries just sit in my bag because I tell myself like, oh, I'm gonna fly the Grinderino or I'm gonna fly the Baby Hawk today, and I bring that out with me, and it's just more shit that I'm bringing out. And I just like we'll go to a spot, we'll go to Gates or we'll go to wherever, and I'm just so focused on what I want to film for that day and what I'm like pushing myself to try something new or whatever, and then it's just the day is gone and I didn't fly my 3 inch drones at all. So those batteries hate me.
I had a 3 inch I flew every once in a while, man. Then I finally broke it, and then I was going to fix it, and then it sat broken forever. And then I finally like started stealing all the parts out of it, and now I just have the frame sitting there like with the motor still on it.
Which frame?
Man, it was a bind and fly. I think it was the Gep RC maybe.
Okay.
I can't remember. It was a Gep RC 3 inch. It was when like it had an original air unit on it, like the big clunky freaking air unit.
Okay.
Um, but it flew. It was fun to fly, man. But once I broke it, I was just like, wasn't worth fixing.
Yeah. We trying to look it up right now actually. Where can I find that? For the Beast of the East event, wonder what they're going to send us. We have. I'm going to try and find the list of sponsors. Jeff has them all right now, but one of the sponsors is Emax, and I wonder if it'd be cool if they sent us a baby hawk bind and fly. They sent us a. I'm pretty sure it's also called an Apex. It's their 5 inch drone. They sent us in any case they sent us a 5 inch bind and fly last year, which was or in October, which was super awesome. And but yeah, I'm curious to see what some of these companies are going to send this time. Because I what we did was I reached out to a handful, and Jeff reached out to a handful. Um, so I don't know the list. I don't think this stuff came in yet. And some of my stuff hasn't arrived yet. It's still pretty early. But let me see if I can remember offhand who's sponsoring it this year. So we have Emax, we have Fly High FPV, Gemfan, of course, VCI, um, Foxier. Fly Tribe's going to be covering it slash sponsoring it. Hobby Wing, Happy Model. I think Flywoo. I'm not sure. That one's an iffy. They sponsored it in October. I don't know if Jeff reached out to them. Um, Tattoo Lipos, CNHL. I think I said Speedy Pizza. Yeah, that I know there's more, but
That's a
yeah,
lot of
we
good
had
ones.
a lot of people sign on, and we had a shit ton of products last year, like a couple $1,000s worth of product. So whoever can make it out, there's going to be a lot of prizes to give out and some really cool contests. One of the things that Jeff did last year was I'll tell you guys about this. Anyone who hasn't been there, hasn't seen this, what he did was he devised a race where you had two teams, and did he do two or three teams? Two. The race at the event where they were running across the field. Two teams. So 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 one team has one drone set up. One person has goggles on and like 100 feet across the field. The other person is holding the. How did they do that? I forget how he did it. So basically, the person that's running across the field has the goggles on. Oh, they were double linked, and the guy across the field is flying the drone across so that the person who's running is watching the drone fly and trying to get across the field. We had people running into the woods, into like signs and shit. It was absolutely entertaining to watch. I really just murdered it trying to explain this, but
I
um,
think I get what you're saying though.
it was so funny. And that was something he kind of just devised like the day of. He's like, "This is going to be a really great idea." I was like, "Yeah, let's do it. This is going to be funny if nothing else." And it was great. It was really cool. So we're definitely going to be doing that again. Um, and yeah, we raffle off a lot of shit. So it's definitely going to be a lot of prizes to go out. I know Mike Duran always brings the heat. He eggs people on to do the craziest shit. 50 props to person who does this and that. He'll call it out with the megaphone the day of. So I know he's excited to come back out. He'll be there. Fly High's coming out in full force with the shop and all of his gear. Um, who else is coming? I believe Fly Tribe, like Mick. I don't know about Specimen. I hope he comes. He's an awesome dude. But Fly Tribe will be there and covering the event. And then leading up to it, if you want to do another live stream or whatever you want to do, I mean, we're going to be advertising on the Instagram account, on our personal accounts. Dropping some hype videos along the way. So yeah, we're just trying to keep it a very inexpensive, next to free. It's basically free. If you want to eat, we just ask that you chip in. It's $10 to eat all day. I wind up buying a couple $100 worth of burgers, dogs, condiments, all that, plates, utensils. That's really the only thing where you would be needing any money. But otherwise, we're trying to keep it. The idea is to keep it as cost efficient as possible for pilots and friends alike to come together and enjoy the day and enjoy each other's company.
Man,
So,
it sounds freaking really fun. When when do you think you would know if the day two would happen? Like, would you have to wait till the weekend of it to know, or
well, so it's like there is definitely going to be a day two of people doing shit. So whether what did we do at so the first one we wound up going back to the hangar. The second one at Gates of Hell, we went back to Gates. The weather was kind of shitty in October. It was really not agreeing with us. Like it wasn't like unflyable, but it was not great. So some people branched off and went to Pilgrim, which is where this event's going to be. But there's going to be a bunch of people from out of town that are staying. Like Fly Tribe, I'm sure is going to be staying for the weekend. Dave Shattuck's Fly High, I think he's staying for a couple of days. Mike Duran's staying. He's coming, I think, a day before, and then he's going to be staying here. He's crashing with us, by the way, I think. Um, for a couple days following, I think my fiance is just finding out about this now. I think Mike's crashing with us after the event. Um, so, but yeah, there'll be plenty of people out of town and locals definitely looking to do stuff the following days. So
I might,
I would.
man. I want to try to come. Like, I don't know. I'm not gonna say I'm going to, but I definitely want to try it. And I think I could come. I don't know. It said it was 10 hours away. I didn't think it was that far away. Maybe there was like a traffic jam or something when I looked. Cause
What time of day did you look? Like was it like evening rush hour? It was after that, right? It
well,
was a
we
little
were
bit
yeah,
late.
we were streaming. So
Yeah.
um,
Okay.
let me look again. Where's it at exactly?
It is.
Or not exactly, but close.
I'm typing it in the comments right now. Brentwood, Long, and yeah. So that's not the. I don't know the exact like address number off the top of my head, but Brentwood, Long Island is the town it's in. Um, and then so like if you're saying that you can commit to Sunday, then we like and you want to see event Sunday, I will do everything I can to make sure that we have something going on there Sunday.
Yeah,
But both other times we basically did, and it was kind of like the first one, it was kind of like an unofficial second day. The second one, it was becoming more official, and this event, it's now on the flyer as a second day thing. So you know, it's and even otherwise, even if like people can make it for the Saturday, all of the locals will be back out Sunday. The people that are coming that are staying and need a place to stay will be there back with us Sunday. So by all means of explanation, like it will be a day too, um, and probably further. Like I know Mike wants to go and explore, and whoever's from out of town who wants to see some of the other spots. Like I have off for a couple days, so you know, however long you can stay, and if you want to check out spots, we'll show you all we got here in New York.
Flex says he's going to meet me there. It's only 1,600 miles away from him. It's it's almost
Sweet.
700. It's 700 miles from me. I didn't think I was that far away. I thought I was like, I don't know, 500 or something.
1,600 miles. There's Flex. So if you make it 1,600 miles, bro, I commend you. That's far.
That's
Seven
nothing.
hundred miles is far.
That's nothing, Flexo. I'll meet you there Saturday night. Yeah, dang, I didn't think it was that far away. It said 11 hours for me, so that would be more like 13 probably, just stopping if I didn't hit any traffic.
Yeah, right.
And I think I wouldn't be able to leave until, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll I'll try to see what's happening, but I'll definitely let you
Yeah.
know. I'll definitely let you know way before that day. I want to try to figure something out.
All right. And then also, and I wasn't gonna say this on here, but we will make sure to accommodate if other people are interested, where it's something. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. So after the second event, we basically had an Airbnb, and that was awesome. It was FPV house Airbnb party
That's cool.
situation. So like if you do come, you're looking for a place to stay, as well as other people from out of town. If the Airbnb is full, but I know that other people are interested in doing that, we'll find something that you guys can. We'll try and find stuff that's together. We'll see what we can do. If there's anyone else that's interested in doing that, and if there's like a group of people, it's like, hey, where would be a good place to find an Airbnb? I can try and find like whatever I can that's at least near each other, where it's just throwing it out there.
I,
So it was super fun last time, and it's gonna be great. So
I've never been up that way either.
it's there's a lot to do. There's a lot of spots. So yeah, I hope you can make it out.
Ye-
Drag Austin out along with you. I know he just had a newborn, so he's got his hands full, but
I'm surprised he's not all over that. I mean, that's pretty far for him though. That's probably he's down south farther than me. I bet he's probably pushing 800 miles for him to get there, maybe a little bit more.
yeah, it's far, right?
Yeah, we're supposed to go meet Oily on 420 in Detroit. I think Austin's going to go, and I think it's 6 hours for him to get to Detroit,
Whew.
and it's like he's going to stay for 2 nights. So I think he's going to stay Friday and Saturday night and make 2 days out of it. So it won't be that bad. I mean, it's still a bad
Uh,
trip, but
what? Wait, what state are you in again? And what state is he in?
I'm in Ohio and he's in Kentucky. He
Where did Todd move? Kentucky, right? Yeah, my he was kind of like my pool business partner, kind of. Um, he just moved to Kentucky. I'm not sure where, but um, yeah, he just moved out that down there, and we're gonna be looking to move in the fall. We've been saying that for 6 years, so that's why I'm looking over at her right now because we are doing it this year. I cannot. I love New York, and I love the community here, and like the pilots and the spots and everything, and I'm gonna miss it a lot. But it is damn expensive. I'm a pool guy, so the winter sucks ass for me. I'm just like sitting inside, depressed, like wanting to work and make money, and I don't want to have to be working two jobs. Like, I can't work Costco seasonally, so I have to work it all year round. So I go into work at 4 or 5 in the morning, and then I get off at 10, and then I go to work until like, 7, 8 o'clock at night during this pool season. So I don't want to have to be doing that. I want my time back.
yeah, that's not good for you, man, to work all those hours.
It's bad for your health.
Yeah, it sucks.
Absolutely.
I hate working. I hate working a bunch. I'd work 36 hours. I'd work no hours if I could, but I'd take 36 hours a week and be happy, really.
Yeah. Flexo, yeah, you just said way too rich for my blood. We're poor people. I don't fall into that category. There's no more middle class, and we are not rich. Put it that way.
So we want to go
So
go down south or somewhere where it's warmer.
yeah, yeah. So we wanted my parents are in Florida on the East Coast, and Heather and my fiance's parents were in Florida in Tampa, but now they're in Maryland. Maryland's not on our list. I'm not moving somewhere where there's just more winter. So we're looking at South Carolina is really like our number one spot of interest. We looked at Charleston, Mount Pleasant, which is right by Charleston, and now we're kind of looking into Raleigh, and maybe moving inland a little bit more. So,
I mean
um,
that's pretty good there. I mean they probably have what they have like probably a couple months of winter there, but nothing crazy.
it's like it would be like 3 months of downtime instead of 6 months of downtime.
Yeah,
So, and they got palm trees too. That all by itself makes me happy. Just like seeing palm trees.
yeah, they're pretty cool. I've been to North Carolina and South Carolina. It was pretty nice. I'm trying to think where we went. We went to I don't even remember. I know I've been to both those states and we stayed somewhere, but I don't remember what we went to.
North Carolina was our second favorite. We went to Wilmington.
That's where
So
we,
we were. That's where you went.
yeah, like my wife's aunt. That's yeah, my wife's aunt lives in Wilmington. That's like
Yo, it's nice there.
yeah, it's really cool. They have their own. They had their own like I guess like a. It's not really a beach, but it's kind of like a. It's close to the ocean pier. Like I don't know. It's really cool. There's like
Did you
but
see a pier by in Wilmington? Well, I mean, we didn't go to the water, but do you remember looking up a big pier? Was that in North Carolina? Um,
I think they
well, you
they
know what? We went down. There was like it was like a beach town. Um, that might be similar to. That's where we got. It's by Carolina State Park. I wonder if that's where you're talking about. It seems like a very beachy town. Um, But yeah, that was our second favorite spot. So we're gonna be looking at both.
If anybody has a question for Apache, go ahead and ask him. It's 11 o'clock. I don't know if my internet, like, I don't know if it's just going to stop or if it'll last like it did last night.
Hanging on by a thread right now
Yeah,
with
I'm
this
I,
internet.
I'm sitting there looking at my Wi-Fi bar right now. It's good. It I don't know if they'll just cut it off or what, or if it'll be gradual or it was weird yesterday. Last night, man, it was working and then like it was showing it was working still, but I couldn't like upload.
Like it slowly like died out.
Yeah, and then like I restarted my computer and then because I thought it was that, and I restarted my Wi-Fi and everything, and then I like looked at my phone. They sent me a text earlier that day, and I didn't pay attention to it. And then like I went back and looked, and it said I would be in maintenance for updating.
How long is that supposed to go on for? Like a week or something?
I don't know, man. I hopefully not that long.
Yeah, that's
But
weird.
we used to have our cell service was through the same place, but we switched. We don't have them anymore. But they were actually taking the phones. Like their cell phones aren't going to be working either. And like you can't even call 911. You had to call like make an emergency phone call, and they would call 911 for you or something. It was weird. I'm like, I didn't think they could do stuff like that.
Yeah, that's very strange. Huh.
So
Um, on a
hopefully,
side note, announcement to make. This is no relevance to anything, but I don't know if anyone in this group or yourself are a fan of Fallout, the video game.
I've
I
never played it.
I played it a long time ago, and I don't really have time for. I wish I could play video games. I don't have time for it. But Fallout 3 was one of my favorite games. They just dropped the live action show on Amazon, and it is tits. Just started watching it before we started the stream, and it is identical to Fallout 3.
I I don't know. I've never played that. I think I've seen people play it. It was really big, wasn't it?
Huge,
Like a few years
huge
ago.
open world.
Yeah, I remember it. I don't think I've ever played it. I don't game too much. I do every once in a while, but I did when I was younger.
Yep. Yeah, Fallout 3 was oh my God. Still living at my parents' house. I think I was playing on like a PlayStation 2. Um, but yeah, I have time for a very little bit of sim in the wintertime and a whole lot of editing. That's about it. It's my computer use. But yeah, this has been awesome, dude.
Yeah, it has been. It's cool. Nice to have you on, man. You're definitely a ripper. I thought you'd been flying longer than you have. I mean, what? You have 3.5 years in?
So I started uh I bought the
Four?
DJI FPV on pre-order. So that was really the first FPV experience I had. Does anyone remember when that dropped? I remember it was like April. Uh
2020.
so it's been, was it 2020 or 21? I gotta look this up right now.
So did you
Uh
progress quickly?
um I feel like I did not up until more the last this last year. Um if I could say that humbly and respectively, I feel like I saw a lot of improvement in myself. The same motivation was there from day one, and um, if I could say anything to anybody, you can do anything that you put your mind to. You can absolutely do whatever you put your mind to. Tell yourself that I am going to do this, and you will do it. So that mindset has helped me with skateboarding. It's helped me with basically most of what I do, construction with now it's flying. So believing it, into fruition is a powerful thing. But mostly this last year, I would say my bag of tricks started increasing, and in turn, I was able to start incorporating it into the obstacles and the bandos that I was flying at. Because like power loops obviously was the first thing, like, oh, I could do backflips and power loops, and then like dive gaps, and then trying to make it flow into a line. So once my bag of tricks started increasing, I think I was able to incorporate more into the dead space that I was finding throughout like a line, and then kind of bring it all together. That was one thing that I really tried to staying focused on and stayed focused on was building a flow and trying to have it all connect without too much dead space.
Yeah,
If that
yeah,
makes sense.
yeah. That's hard, man. Especially if you're thinking about like what you want to do next or where you're going to go next. And then you're just
Yep.
flying straight. Yeah,
Yeah, I still find myself doing that, and like it's hard. Like there's one I like idea of pure freestyle where it's thoughtless and it just you do it as it comes versus like a thought outline. And I would say that I have done both, and I don't know if one is easier than the other, even still. Um, oh wait, quick interjection. The DJI FPV drone was officially released March 2nd, 2021. So I've been flying for 3 years, 1 month, and 7 days, and 39 minutes. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was 3 years or 4 years. 3 years.
I
Um,
I started flying in like the fall of 2018, but like I didn't get into it like hardcore until like the end of 2019, and then I actually lost my 5 inch in the river, and then went all the way till 20 March of 2020. I built another 5 inch, and then so I've really been in since the end of 2018, but like I really got into it to where I'm at, like fly like I do now, as much as I do now, like was about March of 2020.
losing a quad in the river a is a big mental setback, financial and mental.
What?
I think I've lost two quads altogether, like gone, like never to be seen again. One of them was at a bando, and I got plugged in on by
Oh
a good
man.
friend of mine. We're not going to mention names, but he's a good friend of mine, so it's all with love. But it disappeared into Never Neverland, and I spent enough time looking for it. Spent hours and probably hours and hours and hours looking for it, multiple days, and it was just gone. And the other one I sent into the Hudson River at Gates of Hell, and you run over to the water, and the current, is gonna can pull a human downstream, 100 yards in a matter of a minute or two. So that thing is gone. It's at the bottom of the Hudson River, way down the river. So
Like what?
it's a sad thing.
What's up with the gates of hell, man? Like, is that going to be a thing for a while, or is it going to be gone one day soon? You think?
So has the owner has wanted to make it into an art space, so that people can use it for like exhibitions or videos. Not much different from what it's being used for currently right now. He just wants to officially clean it up and make it into something. Like it's all stripped down. There's nothing left except building. But the building itself is crumbling. Um, it's in massive decay. The part of the building that the smokestacks are, so the smokestacks are not on the ground. It's I-beam building, and the smokestacks are like you can walk underneath them, like a couple of stories, and then there's smokestacks, which is terrifying. But um, that building, the Hudson Riverside, is actually separating off. and going into the Hudson, and it's being held on by like renovations and like scaffold and all these support beams that they had to retrofit in to keep this side of the building from going in. So I don't know. There's talk of it happening. There was talk of it happening already, and I think it's just a massive undertaking and shit like that. There's always a lot of red tape. Like I don't see anything happening to it within the next couple of years at least.
Does he
So
does he care like does he know people go in there and fly?
absolutely. He knows people that go there and graffiti, and he likes the graffiti too. He's really trying to push for it to be like a urban art space. So
Yeah, that place is cool, man. I've seen I don't know how many videos from there a lot, but it's really cool.
yeah, it's got a lot to offer. That's definitely my favorite spot. The hangar was for a long time, but that was limited. It didn't have the stacks, didn't have the super high story buildings. Gates of Hell is 5 or 6 stories, no windows. That old brickwork with the arches and the windows and everything. It's pleasing to the eye when you play back the footage, and the obstacles are just endless. It's a great spot. It's a great spot to learn and progress and push yourself. Um, as well as on further note, sketchy as hell. There's so much water hazards. There's definitely a lot of safe places to fly, but there's a lot of water hazards, including the Hudson River. So um, it's yeah, it's an exciting spot, and it's very popular. And yeah, they're cool with us flying there.
You've never seen the gates of hell, Flexo? That's
Uh,
I didn't know you were allowed to fly there. That's even better. That's cool.
yeah, so the only time we had an issue was at the event, and somebody definitely called the cops. But it was so strange because I was there, uh, and you know what? In hindsight, like I should have gotten the owner's number to verify that it was okay that we were there, but I didn't have it, and I haven't ran into him since. So when I do run into him, like I need to grab that from him. But I was there 2 weeks ago, and there was a DJ filming a music video, like like a live set, like he was filming a DJ set, and I mean, you could hear, you could probably hear his music blasting in Manhattan, which is like 20 miles away, like and nothing, no one cared, no cops, nothing, nobody gave a shit. So um I think it was a fluke thing, and also like I was and still am winging this event thing, and I'm learning as I go. So like to do my due diligence, like with this event coming up, like I have the head of security's phone number on speed dial. I have it saved in my contacts. I spoke to him and made sure that we have the space that we can fly it for the day and enjoy ourselves, and that we're good with them. That's also privately owned, so you learn as you go, though. And luckily, at the event in October, they didn't ask us to leave. They just asked us to not be inside the building. So we still got to have the event and enjoy it. But yeah, I think there was either a bad actor involved or a Karen called or something. And if I had just if I had just done my due diligence to cover my bases, we could have responded to that with, well, we have permission here. Here's the proof. Blah blah blah. So
Yeah, I mean at least you're
it's a learn.
learning now.
It's a learning curve. But yeah, it's and since then we go there whenever we want. It's fine.
Yeah,
So Flexo,
I
thank you. My bad. I was just reading Flexo's message. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for the kind words. I was reading some of your earlier messages. Thank you, bro. Um, what were you saying, Nappy?
um I definitely want to fly the gates of hell one day, man. That place is freaking awesome. I can't
Well,
believe
like I said,
Flexo.
if you can get out for the event, it's from the event this year, it's probably 45 minutes away from Pilgrim State. So um, you just have to say Gates, and nobody will even blink an eye. They'll be all down to go there. So If you can make it and you can spend a day or two, sure Gates is going to be on the roster, the lineup to go check out while out of towners are coming to visit.
I definitely need to plan. So like it's like even if I came like got there Saturday night and like can you still fly like on Monday at places? Like I'm guessing you can if it's a place like the Gates of Hell, or does it have to be like a weekend?
Wait, so I'm sorry. Say that again.
Like if I came on a Saturday night and then flew uh, like Sunday, but then can you still fly like at the Gates of Hell like on a Monday?
Any day of the week.
That's what I was figuring. I'm like if I could make a couple days out of it, it'd be worth the trip.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, the cool thing about Gates is that um, it's at a park in Yonkers, which is it never really gets too busy. And until like the midsummer, there's people enjoying the park, but the park is separate from the building, and Gates as like a building entity. So it's actually separate from the park, and the park doesn't have jurisdiction there, and they know we're there, and they know we fly, and like we're the drone guys, and but yeah, you could fly there any day of the week. So
Yeah, I saw a
um,
video of somebody that were like flying at the Gates of Hell, and they were flying at the park, and I'm like, what are they doing? I'm like waiting for them to go in, and they never did, and I'm like,
yep, there's a couple of guys that go there. I think just because they live right around the corner, but like one of them flies like a Cinelifter and like a 7-inch drone, and he's nasty at that, but like does not go inside the building. And I that always baffled me. Like, what you have this crazy wild spot, and it's just not his thing. He likes staying outside the building. So um, I respect it. It's just yeah, it was just strange for me to see too. First couple times, I was like, "Is he gonna come in here eventually? And
yeah,
what channel is he on too?"
yeah. I watched the whole video, and I kept waiting, and he was just freestyling out at the park, and I'm like, how do you do that and be right there? Like I get it, especially if you weren't like comfortable going in, but I don't know. I'd have to at least fly around in there, and even if I was flying safe, I'd have to go in and fly. I think.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yo, if you can make it, we will make it a point to get you out to Gates because it is worth the trip.
I'll definitely try to plan something out, man. I don't know. I'd like to come. It sounds really cool. I've seen flyers for it, and I've heard about it too. Um, it definitely seems cool, but I don't know, man. I'm getting tired, so I'm probably going to end it. I'm lucky. I'm glad the internet didn't shut off on me.
Yeah, this was awesome. So, yo, and if you can make it and you need help planning anything, sleeping arrangements, whatever, let us know. There's plenty of us out here. We'll see if we can get you set up somewhere, or if not, we'll figure something out. So, um, yo, thank you so much for having me. This was awesome.
Yeah,
This was really cool.
yeah. Thanks for coming on, man. I really enjoyed it. I enjoy watching your stuff, man. You're a ripper. I'll definitely stay in touch, man. I'll figure something out. If I don't come to the Beast of the East, I want to come up there sometime and fly before winter anyway. Because I don't know,
Sounds good.
Gates of Hell looks really cool. But thanks everybody for watching. There's still a few people left. Hell, there's still 8 people watching. Thanks for watching, guys. Apache, I'll end the stream, but we'll still be on Zoom. But
Sounds good.
all right, thanks for watching, guys. I don't know when I'm going to stream again, but one day, hopefully soon.
Have a good night, guys. Thank you for having me.